Hello, welcome to your self-practice. Today I wanted to teach you a little bit about setting the space for your self-practice before we start up some yoga. So it can be really nice to add a little incense into your space, clear the energy, clear the air, as well as bringing in any crystals that mean anything to you. I have a couple crystals here, a little incense holder, and it just makes for a really nice centered feel. I also use essential oil sometimes to help me tune in quickly. Really centers all of your senses here. So perhaps you grab some of those things, make your space nice for yourself today. And then we are going to do a practice to focus on the low back. So feeling into some twists, as well as stretching throughout the sciatic area, the hamstrings, all of these which often pull down on the low back, causing tension, causing pain. So you can start today in a seated position, legs crossed. You can grab your essential oil if you have, put a little bit of dabs on your fingertips, rub them together, and then inhale, shut down the eyes. Exhale, hands fall to the knees. Breathing in through the nose. Open up the mouth, exhale, sigh it out. Relax your shoulders, soften the body, inhale. Open the mouth, exhale. Let's do that one more time, breathing in through the nose. Exhale, sigh it out through the mouth. Fully relaxing your sit bones down into the mat. And then starting to move your breath in and out through the nose. Relaxing the muscles of your face. And just starting to allow the mind to turn inwards here. This is a practice just for you. This is your time for yourself to look inwards. So starting to activate through the Ujjayi breath, this foundational yogic breath in which we bring the awareness to our throat. Envisioning that you have a tiny hole in the center of your throat and inhale through this hole. Open up your throat, exhale out the nose. Feeling as if you're letting the air go through this tiny hole in the center of your throat. Inhale. And exhale. And just staying with this breath as we start to move today. Inhale, rise your arms up above your head. Stretch high into your fingers. Exhale to let your arms come back and down behind you, grazing the floor with your fingertips. Open the chest, possibly gazing up. Breathe. And exhale, relax it back down. We're going to bring our fingertips to our shoulders here, elbows out wide. Inhale. Straighten up the spine, and then exhale, start to gently send the elbows towards one another, rounding your back a little bit. Inhale. Exhale, we're gonna send those elbows slowly to the sky. Start to open up here, open the chest. Once again, gazing to the sky. And then curl those shoulders back, round the elbows down. And come back together, elbows kissing together in front of you. Let's go a little bit quicker here, a little more fluid with the motion. Open up, leading with the elbows, back down and to center. Open up and just work those shoulders. Let them have a little love here today. One more time. Beautiful, relax those arms down. Let's bring the right hand to the left knee. Left arm comes back behind you, support the spine. Inhale. Exhale, start to twist it over to the left. You can gaze over your left shoulder, but don't really crank your neck here. Just following with the spine. And then gently back to center. Left hand floats to the right knee. Right hand comes back behind you. Inhale. Exhale, twist it over to the right. Breathe here. Ujjayi breath. And back to center. All right, we're gonna move into some Sufi grinds here. Start to warm up the hip joints. So inhaling to open the chest forward, pull the shoulders back. Exhale, curl the spine, round the shoulders forward. Inhale forward, chest opens. Exhale, curl it back. And just starting to link your breath with your movements. Linking your movements with your breath. Really leading with your chest here, forward and back. And starting to bring the awareness towards your hips. Can you feel that your sit bones are connected to the mat here? Keeping both sides connected as you round the spine. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. And then change directions, go the other way. Stay with the breath, always coming back. And just starting to feel into the lower belly here. This twisting motion, allowing it to massage the low belly. And then start to make your circles a little bit smaller. Staying with your breath. Nice and slow movement here, even smaller. And then gently making your way back to center, finding stillness. Inhale, straighten the spine. Exhale, relax into your seat. Beautiful. Let's turn it onto all fours here. Coming to our tabletop position. So we've got our hands right underneath our shoulders, knees right underneath the hips. And let's move through some cat-cows. Inhale, drop the belly down, pull the shoulders back, rise the tailbone. Exhale, curl the spine around the tailbone, drop the head. Inhale, drop the belly down, shoulders pull back, tailbone rises. Exhale, round and curl it in, gazing to the belly button. Inhale, belly drops down. Exhale, round and curl it in. And just moving with your breath once again. Maybe you close your eyes here. Allow yourself to look inwards. Start to feel into the fluidity that exists within your spine. And then feel into the longevity that this practice brings to your spine. Two more full rounds wherever you're at. Keeping those eyes closed. Mind focused solely to the breath. And then come back to center. Bring the knees together. Sit back on the heels. Inhaling as you arrive. Exhale, let those shoulders drop down from your ears. Shake it out. And from here, while the mind is still, we're going to take a moment to set an intention for our practice today. So bring the hands to heart center. And just think on any word or phrase that's coming up for you today. Anything that needs a little more love and attention. And repeat it to yourself 3 times mentally. As you finish, inhale, rise your arms up above your head. Stretch high into the fingers, and then exhale to let your arms come back and down behind you once again, reaching those fingertips for the surface of the mat. Open up the body. And exhale, relax, come back to the all fours, tuck your toes, rise your hips, find your first downward dog. Maybe your first downward dog of the day here, so be gentle with yourself. Micro bend your knees, spread your fingers super wide, inhale. Send your gaze to your belly button, and then exhale, send your weight to the back of the room. Activate through your feet here. Maybe you start to pedal out the feet a little bit, just feeling into a little free movement within the body. And then let's send those feet to mats with distance here, wide-legged downward dog. Micro bend the knees, gaze to the belly button, inhale. Exhale, stretch and open the spine, open the lower back, breathe here. Beautiful. Inhale, rise up onto your toes and your feet back to hips distance apart. Gaze forward. Exhale, gaze back to the belly button. Inhale, rise up onto your toes. Bend your knees, look forward, and let's take some conscious steps, walking towards the hands. Inhale, halfway lift, gaze forward. Pull those shoulders away from your ears. And then exhale, rise the body up to standing. Bring the palms to touch above the head and down to the heart. Breathe here, inhale. Open up the throat, exhale. Taking a moment here to arrive in the standing position. And then checking out your feet. Making sure your feet are right underneath the hips. We find Tadasana here. Open up the palms, open the shoulders. We're going to start to move through some sun salutations, adding in a little bit of variation here. Feeling into our twists, our lower back. Always setting our exhales here. Inhale, rise your arms up above your head. Exhale, forward fold. Micro bend the knees. Let's hang out here for 3 rounds of the breath. Just starting out nice and slow here, still giving a little warm up to the body. Come back to that Ujjayi breath. Maybe you grab hold of opposite elbows here. Start to send your weight into your heels. Inhale. And exhale. Plant the hands down, step the right leg back. Drop the right hand on the inside of the left foot, and then inhale, open up towards the left. Little twist here. Breathe. Maybe you gaze up towards that left hand if that feels okay on your neck, or maybe you gaze down towards the right hand. Go ahead, plant that left hand down and step the left leg back, high plank. Squeeze the belly, look forward. Starting to turn on the front of the body here today, turning on your core. Belly button is squeezing to your spine. Maybe you drop your knees here. Feel into where you're at today. Inhale. Exhale for downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet, breathe. And then let's inhale, send the right leg back behind us. Exhale, send that right leg forward and drop it between the hands. Inhale, halfway lift, look forward. Exhale to rise the body up. Finding your high lunge here, and you might want to find low lunge wherever you're at today. So you can drop that back knee, untuck the back toes, press through the top of the back foot. Or if you're feeling crazy and you want to go for the high lunge, that's great too. Press your weight into your back heel, inhale. Exhale, sink a little lower into the hips wherever you're at. Gaze is forward, centering the mind. Let's bring the hands to the heart. Send our weight forward here in the hips, and then hook the left elbow on the outside of the right knee and twist it over to the right. Squeeze that belly button into your spine. Breathe here, taking a little Namaskar Mudra over to the right. And then press through the front heel, squeeze your core. Inhale, send it back to center, high lunge. Plant the hands down, step the right leg back, high plank. Send your weight forward on your toes, squeeze your elbows to your sides. Option to drop your knees here for your first chaturanga. Lower down. Inhale, press up, squeezing the glutes, protect your lower back. And then tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Pedal out the feet, exhale. Inhale, rise up onto your toes, bend your knees, look forward, hop, step, or walk to the hands. And then inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, rise to standing, hands to the heart. Close your eyes, breathe here. Take a moment, feeling into your heartbeat in your chest. That energy that you have begun to awaken here today. Little sense of gratitude for yourself for awakening it. Inhale, rise your arms up above your head. Exhale to fold. 3 breaths here, just opening up the lower back. You can send your weight to your heels here, turn on your hamstrings. Grab hold of opposite elbows. Shake out the head, relax the neck. 2 more breaths. And plant the hands down. Step the left leg back. Drop that left hand on the inside of the right foot. And then inhale, twist, open to the right. Breathe here, pressing through that left hand. Maybe you gaze up. Maybe you gaze down. And then plant that right hand down to the mat. Step the right leg back, high plank. Squeeze the belly, stay here, gaze forward. Option to drop the knees, but stay strong in your core wherever you're at today. Inhale and exhale. 1 more breath. And then go ahead, send the hips high, downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet and breathe. Inhale, send your left leg back behind you. Exhale to drop it forward in between the hands. Inhale, halfway lift, gaze forward. Find some stability here. And then rise it up. High lunge. Option to drop the back knee for low lunge. Inhale. Exhale, pull your left hip into your socket. Square the hips to the front of the room. Gaze is forward. Mind is still. Hands to heart center. Send your weight forward in your chest. And then hook your right elbow on the outside of the left knee and take your twist over to the left. Inhale. And exhale. Squeeze that belly button to your spine. See if you can twist it a little bit deeper here. Press to your front heel. Squeeze your core. Inhale back to center. Exhale, drop the hands down. Step it back, high plank. And then let's send the weight forward on our toes. Squeeze the elbows in. Lower the body, chaturanga. Press up, upward facing dog. And then tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet, breathe here. Inhale, rise it up onto your toes. Bend your knees, look forward, hop, step, or walk to the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, rise. Hands to the heart, breathe here. Breathe here, close the eyes, come back to yourself. We're gonna take it a little bit quicker on these next 2 rounds and add in a little more variation. Stay with your breath. If the mind is wandering here, come back to your intention. Inhale, rise your arms up above your head. Exhale, forward fold. Micro bend the knees. Plant the hands down and step the left leg back. Plant the left hand on the inside of the right foot and then inhale, twist over to the right. Inhale. Squeeze the belly. Stay here if this feels like enough. If you want a little more, work your balance. Squeeze your core. We're going to come up and take a little variation twist over to the right here. So we are twisted towards our bent leg. Gazing over our right shoulder. Squeeze your belly button to your spine. Inhale. Exhale, sink a little lower into the hips. Inhale, let's cartwheel the arms back down to the mat. Step the right leg back, high plank. Squeeze the belly and then send your hips high, downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet, inhale. Open up the mouth, exhale. Release some heat. And then inhale, send your right leg back behind you. Exhale, send your knee to your nose, squeeze the core here. Stay here, gaze forward. Let your shoulder blades fall between your shoulders. And then inhale, kick back. One more time, knee to nose, squeeze the belly. Inhale, kick back. And then go ahead, send it forward, drop that right foot in between the hands. Inhale, halfway lift, gaze forward. Exhale, rise up to the high lunge, breathe here. Pulling your right hip into the socket, square it to the front of the room. Press through your back heel. Gaze forward, one more breath. On the exhale, hands to the heart. Send your chest forward and then hook the left elbow on the outside of the right knee. And twist it over to the right for 2 rounds of the breath. Option is there to open up your arms. And then press through your front heel. Start to send your hands back to the heart. Squeeze your core, rise it up, high lunge. Send it down to the mat and step it back, high plank. Send your weight forward on your toes. Let's lower down, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. And then tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Breathe here. Pedal out the feet if that feels good. Inhale, rise up onto your toes. Bend your knees, look forward, hop, step, or walk to the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, rise. Hands to the heart. We got one more round to go. Inhale, rise your arms up above your head. Exhale to fold. Deep breath in. Plant the hands down and step the right leg back. Plant the right hand on the inside of the left foot and then inhale, twist over to the left. Squeeze your belly button into your spine, stay here. And then press through your back heel, squeeze your core, work your balance. Start to come to standing here in the twist. You can gaze over your back shoulder. Inhale. Exhale, sink a little lower into the hips. Beautiful, let's cartwheel it down to the mat. And step it back, high plank. Squeeze the belly, inhale. Exhale, rise the hips, downward facing dog. Inhale, send your left leg back behind you. And then send it forward, squeeze your knee to your chest. Drop your shoulders, gaze forward. Inhale, kick back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, kick back. And then exhale, drop that left foot in between the hands. Inhale, halfway lift, look forward. Find your balance. Exhale, rise it up, high lunge. Inhale. Exhale, sink into the hips. Hands to heart center. Chest comes forward, and then right elbow comes on the outside of the left knee. Squeeze your belly button to your spine. Enjoy the twist. Inhale. And exhale. Breathe and stay here. Maybe you open up the arms. Get your twist a little bit deeper here. One more breath. And then bring your hands back to heart center. Squeeze your core. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale to the mat. Your last time, go for your chaturanga. Maybe you take a child's pose on this one. Couple breaths. And we all meet in the downward facing dog. Paddle out the feet, breathe here. Inhale, rise up onto your toes, bend your knees, look forward. Hop, step, or walk to the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, rise. And bring those hands to the heart center. Close the eyes, find your breath. Find your Ujjayi breath here, sending those exhalations into your heart rate. Let your mind float back to your intention that you set at the beginning of the practice. And then shake out the hands, shake out the feet. We are going to make our way to a little standing here. So send your legs wide on the mat. And then we're gonna face our toes out to the corners of the mat, 45 degrees. Gaze forward. Inhale. Exhale, sink your hips down low here, and let's rise those arms and find goddess pose. Starting to turn your weight towards your pinky toes here. Open up through your knees. Inhale. Exhale, sink a little bit lower. Activate your hands, spreading your fingers wide here. And center the mind. Focus on a Tristi. Inhale. Exhale, sink a little bit lower. 2 more breaths here. Work the legs. Allow yourself to find stillness of the mind as you find stillness of the body. And on your inhale, go ahead, rise it up, bring your palms to touch above the head, and then send your arms back and down behind you, interlacing your fingers, open the chest. Exhale, forward fold here. You can bring your toes to face to the front of the mat as you come down. Breathing here. Enjoying a little chest opener here. Option to micro bend the knees if this feels like a lot. Otherwise, enjoy that hamstring stretch. Inhale. And exhale. Top of the head reaches for the mat. You can start to release your fingers, sending them out wide, and then reaching it down to the mat. Breathe here, inhale. And exhale. Always come back to that breath. And then plant the right hand down. Inhale, start to twist and open the chest over to the left. Squeeze the belly, maybe gazing up towards the left hand. And then bring your hand to your lower back and feel that your lower back is squared to the mat. Nice flat lower back behind you. And then twist from your shoulder here. Open that left shoulder to the sky. Go ahead, plant that left hand down. Inhale, twist, open to the right. The hips want to move here, but let's take that hand to the lower back and straighten it out. Feel that your lower back is flat behind you, and then inhale, open your twist from your right shoulder. Go ahead, relax it down. And then we're going to inhale, halfway lift. Hands to the hips, gaze forward. And exhale, rise it up to standing. Start to heel toe your feet together until they're just a little bit wider than the hips, and then drop those hips down, finding Malasana. Elbows to the insides of your knees, hands to heart center. Squeeze your belly to your spine. Inhale. And exhale, let your hips open up here. Take a moment, close your eyes. Just feel into any tightness or tension that is existing within your hip flexors here, and breathe into it. And then plant your right hand on the outside of your right foot. Inhale, twist, open to the left. This time, let's take that left hand and bind it back behind us. Maybe the right hand reaches for the left, fingers interlace here. Open up through that left shoulder. One more breath. Release and come back to center. Left hand reaches to the outside of the left foot, and then we inhale, open to the right. Enjoy the twist, and then bind that right arm back behind you. Bind the left arm. Maybe you interlace the fingers here. Open up through the right shoulder. Inhale. Breathe. And go ahead, release the pose. Bring your hands back to the heart. Let's drop those hips down and give a little shake out of the legs in front of us. We're gonna find Dandasana here. So legs are straight out in front of us. You can flex your toes here and then plant your hands down. Open up your shoulders. Start to feel your core turn on here. We really wanna focus on a straight spine. And if you're feeling a lot of tightness in your lower back, this might feel a little difficult. So you're welcome to sit on a block, a blanket. Maybe you fold up a blanket and sit on that. That can help get your spine a little straighter. Inhale and exhale. Just gazing forward, allowing the mind to still in your practice. Inhale, send your arms up above your head, stretch high into your spine. And then exhale to reach for your knees, your shins, your ankles, your feet. And enjoy a little forward fold. 3 breaths here. Ujjayi breaths. Keep your toes flexed towards you. And then inhale, start to rise up. We're gonna bring our legs around and make our way to the all fours one more time. And then we've got our knees together here for this one. We're gonna send our right knee back behind us and start to walk our feet out to mats distance apart. Start to send your hips down in between the heels. And again, if this one feels like a lot, you can grab for that block and send the block underneath your hips. Otherwise, knees are stacked, toes are pointed outwards here. You can flex your toes, protect your knees here. Gaze forward, find a little comfort in your seat. Inhale and exhale. You can let your hands rest on your knees here, focusing on any sensations you feel within the outer hip. And if you want to incorporate a little arms, you can send your arms to 90 degrees out in front and then send your left elbow underneath your right. Start to curl your forearms. Maybe the backs of your palms touch, or maybe you get the front of the palms to touch. Hands right in front of the face, inhale. And then send your elbows forward. Open up through your shoulder blades here. Breathe and stay here. Little bit of thunder rolling in here today. Come back to the body. Come back to this present moment here, focusing on the breath. If the mind wants to wander here today, just notice where those thoughts go. Notice them, accept them, and then let them go. And come back to your mat. And then gently start to release the arms, coming back, bringing your hands to your knees. And then start to send your weight forward here, planting your hands down and releasing your knees. Shake the hips a little bit from side to side. And then send those knees back together. This time we're gonna send the left knee back behind the right. Walk those feet out to mats width distance and send the hips between the heels. Breathe and stay here, just letting yourself arrive, adjusting and wiggling wherever you need. Inhale, open up the throat, exhale, shut down the eyes, relax the shoulders. And if you're ready for a little more here, you can bring your arms out in front, 90 degrees at the elbows, and then let your right elbow come underneath the left. Circle your forearms, maybe the backs of the palms touch, maybe the front of the palms touch, wherever you're at today. Inhale. Exhale to send your elbows forward, open the shoulder blades. Breathe into this stretch. Release any thoughts that come to your mind. And then come back to this present moment. And just granting yourself this gift of presence. And gently releasing your arms, letting your hands float back to your knees. Breathe here. And then releasing your legs, shake them out in front of you. We are going to make our way to lie down on our back. The thunder is coming. All right, so lying down on your back, feeling for your heels with your fingertips, and then starting to press your lower back down into the mat, just feeling that connection here, that subtle activation of your core. Inhale. Exhale, open the lower back, press it down into the mat. And then we're gonna send our legs to 90 degrees here. Maybe you have a micro bend in your knees, or maybe you straighten them up, flexing your toes towards you, and then just staying here, breathing, feeling into the length within your hamstrings. Inhale, press your heels to the sky. Exhale, let's lower those legs 45 degrees. Squeeze your core, inhale. Exhale, 30 degrees. So really squeeze that belly, give yourself a little challenge to the core today, and then drop those feet 15 degrees. Let them hover just above the mat. Inhale. Squeeze your glutes, press the soles of the feet to the front of the room. Rise it up 45 degrees. And 90. Inhale. Exhale, knees to your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze here today. Breathing, maybe rocking a little bit from side to side. Just feeling into gratitude for yourself, for giving yourself this time to self-practice. Coming to these asanas that are really good for your body, especially if you're feeling any low back pain, tension within the back body. Go ahead, drop your feet down to the mat. Press through your heels and slightly adjust your hips over to the right. Hug your knees into your chest and then drop them over to the left. Open your arms up at shoulder's height. Inhale. Exhale to gaze over your right shoulder, coming towards a full expression of spinal twist here. If there's any other variations that feel good for you, feel free to do them now. We're going to stay here for 5 rounds of the breath, just enjoying a full spinal reset. Deep breath in through the nose. Open up the mouth, exhale, sigh it out. Relax that right shoulder to the mat. Inhale. Exhale. And then start to send your knees back to center. Drop your feet down. Press your heels and adjust it over to the left. Hug the knees into your chest and then drop it over to the right side. Gazing over your left shoulder. Inhale. Exhale, fully relaxing the body. Just letting your left shoulder fall a little closer to the mat here. Don't worry if your knees don't quite touch. Deep breath in. Exhale, sigh it out through the mouth. One more breath. And then start to rise your knees back up to center. Press through your heels and come back to the center of your mat. Let your arms fall to your sides. Breathe here. And then send your legs straight out in front. We're going to make our way to Shavasana here. Palms facing up at your sides. Closing down the eyes. Inhale. And exhale. And then let's tuck our shoulders underneath the chest. Make a little space for the heart here. Tuck your chin. And take one more deep breath in through the nose. Open up the mouth, exhale, sigh it out. Relax all your muscles down into the earth. Just taking this time here to fully surrender, fully relax, and allowing yourself to absorb all the benefits of today's practice by just enjoying your Shavasana. And I recommend to stay here for at least 5 minutes. You can pause the video and just take this time for yourself. And then whenever you're ready, starting to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Starting to move your head from side to side. Make some circles with your ankles, with your wrists. And then interlace your fingers above your head, stretch your whole body. Exhale to bend your knees, let your hands float to your belly. Stay here, relaxing into your lower back once more. And then hugging the knees into the chest, starting to rock from side to side. In your own time, falling to one side. And breathing here, using your bottom arm like a pillow, just taking a full breath of relaxation in this position. And then keeping your eyes closed, using only the weight in your arms, start to press yourself back up to your seat. And we'll meet here, legs crossed, hands on the knees as you arrive. Inhale. Exhale. Just relaxing into your seat. Allowing your shoulders to soften. Your chest to soften. Bring your awareness to the point between your eyebrows. And come back to your breath. Once again, staying here for as long as it serves you today. Or if you'd like to close the practice together, bring your hands to heart center and gently bow your head. I bow my head in gratitude to the divine, thankful for this practice and the ability to do so. I honor the light that resides within me as it resides within you. Namaste. Sending love and light out to the world today. May they feel the benefits of this practice as we do. Just taking your time here, coming back into the space, blinking open the eyes with no rush. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Have a beautiful rest of your day.